Hey folks, Mark Johnson, Tech Snob, doing a full review on the LG G2. This is the latest and greatest from LG. Quite honestly, one of the best smartphones they've ever put out, and currently you can buy. The LG G2 is starting off with the performance and hardware, actually hardware and design. It's a different design. Looking at it, the back does have kind of like a glossy finish on it. Reminds you similar of some of the Galaxy S4, S3. But the main thing, is it has the volume rocker and the power button on the back. So that's one thing that's going to take some getting used to. There are no buttons on the side. There's no buttons outside the power button. Actually, there's just a micro SD slot on the side. And then the bottom, you have your micro USB port along with your power jack. Now, some cool things, if you double tap the screen will automatically turn on. And it's got a lot of cool, nice little animations and so forth, going on with the device. Full 1080p display, beautiful edge-to-edge display, as you can see. One of the best, technologies I've seen quite so far is very, very little bezel on the side. Reminds me similar of something like the Galaxy Note series, where the Note 3 has a very small bezel as well, as you can see. But this one's just ever so slightly thinner, so it's definitely has the smallest bezel I've seen. Some other things about the phone, when you're talking about software and performance and all that good stuff, this thing definitely flies. It's got the latest and greatest Android on it. As far as, I'm going to say it's 4.2. Let's see exactly. 4.2.2. It is going to get 3, and I'm sure to get 4.4 KitKat. But, it's got LG's, I don't even know what they call the name of the OS anymore as far as software, but it still has their typical touch to it. And basically at the top you have stuff like Quick Slide, which is Q-Slide rather, where you can bring up a lot of different apps and multitask. You can write on the screen, although there's no stylus to do so. On-screen buttons, like I said, there's no hardware buttons, no capacitive buttons. So it's definitely, it doesn't orientate, the landscape from the desktop, which is too bad. But some of the other things about it, let's see if I can give you a demo of the Q-Slide. So like if I take out video and I have no videos, do phone, and then we're going to bring out, let's say, calendar. And these two things basically is their form of multitasking, and you can have two things running at one time. Very similar to the last one. Is pretty much their answer to how Samsung does the multi-window, and you can change the transparency on them. It's pretty cool stuff. I mean, I don't know how often I would ever see myself using this. I mean, it is a 5.2-inch display. It's beautiful and nice and so forth, but running multiple apps on here can get kind of cluttered all around the screen. Another thing you could do, they have their own version of VoiceMate, which is the equivalent for S-Voice. Weather. And it does pretty much.
Location will be mostly sunny.
Same type of deal with that. And if you take 3 fingers and swipe to the side, you can save apps running in the background, which is pretty cool. So if I click on speed test and then swipe, and you see at the top, it's saying the app has been saved. And that's definitely pretty cool. I think it's, you can still hold the home button and then jump in between apps. But if you swipe down and then you click on slide aside is what it's called, you can get back to these apps. You can just jump right back to them. I believe they're running, I don't know, directly into memory versus kind of like a state, but it's kind of hard to tell. It really looks very similar to just holding down the home button. Doing a quick speed test on it, getting about 12 megs down. Pretty decent speeds. The area I'm in now is a little bit more bogged down with AT&T users, but it's still very fast. Nice speeds. Like I said, getting 14 down. Ping is a little bit higher than I usually see. Getting almost 10 megs up. But overall, it's a nice phone. I mean, like I think it's still $200. So I think at that price point, it may not appeal to everybody, but it's got a lot of features. I mean, if you don't want a Galaxy S4 and you want something similar, I mean, this is pretty much as close as you're going to get, because it has all the latest and greatest specs. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, which is the best processor you can get in the phone currently. I believe it's still got 2 gigs of RAM, which is great. And it's just a very, very fast, nice device. I mean, basically the main thing you just have to get used to is their overlay and how they utilize Android and so forth. It is a little bit different, but for the most part, very nice phone. The camera's nice. It also, you can take nice pictures. It's got up to a 13 meg camera, and it just got like a whole bunch of modes. Very, very similar to how Samsung does with all these preset modes, panoramic mode, VR panorama. It even has dual camera, which you can use the dual camera mode as well. So that's definitely pretty cool. And like I said, it's a very nice device. So I could definitely recommend it if you want something different. You like Android, you want something similar to Galaxy S4. Take a look at the G2. The main thing you got to get used to is on the back, because you do control everything on the back with the volume and the power, but there are some cool features like if you tap the screen, it will turn it off. If you tap it again, it will cut it back on. So it's got a lot of weird motion stuff and a lot of features. You know, some of the things you'll probably forget about, but nonetheless, give it a try. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the site, tech-snobs.com, for more coverage. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Take care.